Yo, 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 yo. What's good, people? It is Jason Gooner, and we are back on Jason Gooner TV. We are here for another EPL review show. It is week 13, and of course, we had an action-packed weekend as usual. 10 games, all in the books. We have the predictions, tables, results ready to reveal for later in the show. We're also going to, of course, do the game analysis of all 10 games. I will go in chronological order this week from first game right through to the last game. Of course, the Gunners taking on Chelsea at the Bridge today. So we're going to break down all the games, talk about them. And you guys, of course, in the comment section, join the conversation by leaving your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the games yesterday and today. Um, as is customary when we start the EPL review show, if your side got 3 points, please drop your threes in the comment section as soon as you forward. Bless up everybody that turn up, of course, but please, if you got your 3 points, please be my guest. Drop your threes in the comment section, people. Drop your threes in the comment section. DJ Shatta Hennessy, you cannot drop a three, but you can ask a question. You say, okay, how you can't beat a 10-man Chelsea? Well, Shatta Hennessy, but they tell you whatever happened today, you just see me forward out for the review show. So you're going to hear my thoughts on it regardless. So, Arsenal played Chelsea at the last game. So just get yourself a comfortable spot, get a beverage and just build. You see me? Arteta to be sacked at the end of the season if he doesn't win. Yeah, I don't even know if they will sack him. That club board is different, different from a lot of the other clubs. Bless up, Biro. What go on? Yeah, man, go on 3 bad in runnings this week, Biro. Check, 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 check. What go on, Duke? It's like your best week for the season. I don't know if you win, but yeah, man, stay tuned, you find out. But yeah, I go not so much. All I go on, I want to see if my scores were good. Yeah, man, we're gonna see, and that way there for for the big reveal. But I go hold off on that till a little while. You never do the worst, but you do all right. That match can park, yeah. That match there, the 1-1. We talk about it when it comes to that, but no itching people. I could have start the show off talking about the games right away. So I'll go to sofa score about the first game. We have the first game. We have the first game of the week, and that was Brentford and Burnley. Now, this game didn't have any goals until the 81st minute, and then it was a goal fest after that. 4 goals scored after the 88th minute. First, Igor Thiago got a penalty, dispatched it. Otara earned that penalty. Then Burnley got a penalty. Coyote taking down a player in the box. Zion Fleming scoring then that one. Then Thiago, that equalizing goal only lasted a minute. Igor Thiago got on the end of a cross from the right. Kyle Walker really made a defensive mistake on the play, to be honest. And Igor Thiago, when you're on form, any little half chance like that, you're going to snatch it up, and he did so. And then Otara made it 3-1 late. Damsgaard in that second half was unplayable, just creating opportunities left, right, and center. And the pace of Otara and Shade with Damsgaard's, vision, that's really, this front four is really causing problems to teams, and then when they go to the bench, Reece Nelson, speed on speed on speed again. So yeah, it's the only thing bad that happened for Brentford in this game. Thiago did have to come off in the 90th minute. What looked like a bit of a knock, but we don't know the seriousness of that. And of course, I was looking at that because Brentford is my next game, so I wanted to be attentive during this one because I know we're playing them next. And what I can say about Brentford is they know who they are. They don't try to be anything they're not. They all work hard off the ball, and like I said, they have enough creativity between Damsgaard. Henderson can pick a pass from deep as well. Jensen played in this one. I doubt he'll play against us. I think they'll probably play Yarmoluk instead. He's a bit more aggressive in the tackle and just puts in a more energetic shift, which I'm sure they will want against us. But yeah, I think this Brentford team is clicking in the middle and final third right now. You know, they're getting 2-3 goals every game, it seems like. And yeah, I think they are going to prove challenging to stop, especially with the recent injury to Saliba for us. But Brentford, I think one person that need a lot of credit is their manager Keith Andrews. I think most people were a bit surprised by his hiring, set piece coach for them, an assistant, and he was the one that was promoted from within the ranks. And it started off really shaky for Brentford, but he's really steadied the ship lately. So I have to give some credit to Andrews. Now Burnley, they started out okay, as did most of the promoted teams this year, but it's really getting back to relegation type of form at this point. The coach switched it up this game, no Jaden Anthony, who had been a little quiet of late. Jacob Brun Larson had lost his place a while now. Ugochukwu, who had been starting all the time, they started Hannibal. So you could see the coach was trying to find a spark from somewhere, but it never quite worked out for him. Tanzania gave up a penalty. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. It was a tough day. I think on the balance of play, the winner of the game, it made sense. You see the XG 3.06 to just 0.95, 6 big chances to 1. So Brentford did have the better of play, and I think that 1-1 after the Fleming penalty really did flatter Burnley in my estimation. But Brentford getting the job done at home. They've had a decent home record this season so far. I do think that when you're talking about Brentford, though, they do give up more opportunities than probably Andrews would like. And the hope is, they play a little bit more incisive team like us when we're playing that way, when we're playing well. I would like to think that we're going to create opportunities against them. It's just a matter of, can we limit their chance creation, because they have been proving a team that can cause problems and create chances of late. So it's going to be an interesting matchup, but just have to give them the credit on this one. 3-1, Thiago on fire. I think he's up to 11 league goals now, maybe even 12. And Otara hasn't been shabby either. Otara has a knack for earning penalties as well, because I think he got one in this game. Yeah, he won a penalty. And I think that's like 4 on the season now. So any team playing against this guy, just make sure. Yeah, the man win 4 penalties this season already. That's crazy, 4 penalties in 13 games. I don't think he played all 13 because I don't think he came before the season started. But yeah, 4 penalties is no joke. It's a lot of penalties earned. Enough man go all couple seasons under that. Where say them laugh at the prediction for Fulham game, eh? Never know bad Spurs was. Me I give Spurs ratings with them not deserve. Yeah, man, him dep on a mad piece of farm. Do you think Nelson would be an upgrade to our left wing? So who played left wing for us recently? Damari Gray and Cephas. Yeah. I think Reece Nelson is better than both of them currently. Yeah. I would say so. If you don't love speed, you don't love Nelson, brother. The man fast like a plane. Yeah, man, I think that would be an upgrade. I think so. You don't think so, Biro? I think you think so. I think that's why I asked. All right, Man City and Leeds. That was the other game at this time. sat them on. I had my eye on this one as well. Man City hosting Leeds. So I think every single person picked Man City to win this game, I believe. Except for DJ Shatta Hennessy, because he take a shot at Hennessy before he picks, but it worked for some of them. So I'm not saying Hennessy bad for the picks, I'm just saying this one, it never connect. But anyway, 3-2. You see Phil Foden scoring in the first minute. Really easy down the right hand side. Good through pass by Silva and a cutback from Nunes. Good finish Foden. And then Vardy scored off a set piece. It was really weak defending. I think O'Reilly won the first header. And it kind of fell to Vardy, and he was just first to react to kind of slide tackle team basically. And then the game got turned on its head by Leeds. Really and truly, it was his own doing, Mateus Nunes, and that's really, he has an assist and he gets a 5.7, so he must have done something wrong. He did have a big error that led to the first goal. First, he gave away the ball, passing it to the other team, and then after fighting back to get into position to win it back, he took a loose touch inside his box and basically dribbled the ball right into Calvert-Lewin, who had come on as a substitute at halftime. So that made it 2-1. And then once that made it 2-1. And then once Vardial committed the penalty, Donnarumma did well to save the initial, but the rebound fell to the take on Mecha, and he put it away to make it 2-2. And it was looking like it was going to be more drop points at the Etihad. But in the 91st minute, I believe it was, Phil Foden got to that edge of the box and just maneuvered his way to a shooting angle, took the shot and beat the keeper, Perry, to make it 3-2. And the citizens went crazy in the Etihad. So much needed 3 points after losing in the Champions League. They definitely wanted to bounce back for this league win, and of course they knew that Arsenal had a tough game the next day, as do Chelsea. So things could really change at the top. So this 3-2 win actually put them up to second position, if even just temporarily. But yeah, they finished this game knowing that they were in second place. You see the big chances, 6-3. Leeds did create chances in the game, and I think this is what separates like City from some of the. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but it separates City. This is what separates to me City from the Chelseas and the Arsenals this season. I just don't think a team like Leeds is gonna have that higher XG and have 3 big chances created. It's not gonna happen. Now, what City always have going for them though, they themselves are still going to probably create more, even if you create some. And that's something that Pep clearly is just willing to live with, like our style might make us a little more vulnerable to other teams attacking us. But I also know my style will make us attack better than they attack us. So in the end, they double up the big chances, double up the shots, double up the shots on target. So, every metric that would help you score a goal and win a game, they were the ones leading it. Need to be more clinical, just the same. 4 big chance miss, you don't want to see that. Haaland didn't get on the score sheet today, so all you FPL players that captained him, he didn't do nothing to warrant that captaincy this week. But yeah, he just had a quiet game, had a quiet game. Can't even say, him get a chance and he miss, or, just a quiet game for him. Really quiet game. I keep yawning, people. Why? I'm not sleepy, am I? Made it up well late yesterday, But yeah, it must be said as well, like Leeds had their chances once the game was 2-2. It looked like it could have gone either way, but in the end, like Shirky coming on just gave them that little bit more control. And yeah, he's the one that was credited with the assist, even though, one of those where he just played a real simple pass and Foden did the rest. But it was him kind of searching, trying to find space that really froze all those defenders and allowed Foden to have the time at the top of the box to do what he did to score. So yeah, I think Pep is trying to figure it out. You know, this time he went with Reinders, Silva, Foden, Doku, and Haaland. So there was no place in the starting lineup this time for Shirky, but he was the first sub off the bench. So I think Pep is still trying to work it all out. And you know, they're just gonna have to get much more consistent for me with their defensive shape. And if they're gonna play the way they're playing, you know, Nico Gonzalez, what I thought was decent in the game yesterday. He's gonna need to continue to be able to break up the play and be that presence, because Vardiol and Diaz will be on an island from time to time based on how they're playing right now. But 3-2, Man City got the 3 points that they wanted, and they moved to the next game. But that was it for Man City. I think, you know, the jury is still out. You know, will they have the type of push that we're used to seeing them have in this Premier League season? I think the underlying statistics have to change for them a bit if they're going to stay the course, because I don't think that I just think they need to limit the chances that are getting created on them a little bit better. The other game at 10 o'clock was Sunderland and Bournemouth, and this was a wicked game because anytime there's 5 goals scored, it's a wicked game normally. And also the way how it played out. So Bournemouth early in the game looked like they were going to dominate. I mean, Sunderland just didn't have that spark, and they usually have it. But the minute they earned that penalty and Lafay stepped up and put it away, brilliant penalty, by the way, upper right in the pigeon, basically. And, you know, and the stadium was already up for that second half due to them getting that goal somewhat later in the first half. And the minute they scored that equalizer right after the resumption and in the 46 minutes, same way, you know, it almost felt like there would only be one winner. But credit to Bournemouth. I thought they had some decent enough chances even when they were down 3-2, and even when it was 2-2, to make to turn the game on its head in their favor. But on another day, maybe they're a little bit more clinical and they put some of those chances away. But Brabe, again, we've seen a big goal against Arsenal a couple fixtures ago. And this time he comes off the bench and gets the winning goal from a header from an Enzo Lafay corner. So I was calling before this week for, you know, maybe the coach to give him a chance to start. I don't know what else he would have to do to get the start over Isidore. I know Isidore started the season well, you know, well enough for me to even get him in my fantasy team a couple of weeks. But, you know, I think it's time to give Brabe a chance to start a game and see what he gives you. So what better chance than some midweek fixtures this week? You know, with him scoring, Isidore had a somewhat quietish game. So maybe trying Brabe from the start might give the coach something different. Now, on the Bournemouth side of things, the big team news was Semenya did start the game. I didn't have him. You'll see later when I show you my FPL. I didn't have him in the team this week. But really, the story of this one, besides the comeback by Sunderland, has to be the goal by Tyler Adams. So Tyler Adams scored a beautiful goal. It was basically like right at the edge of the center circle in the opponent's half, and Roos was off his line, and he just played it brilliantly. Right over the head of the goalkeeper and the outstretched hand as well. And it was just a brilliant goal by Tyler Adams, who doesn't really score many goals, but usually when he scores, they're bangers from way out. And he took it even a step further, just after crossing the half line, putting it in the net from there. So Adams, that was a wicked goal. But yeah, it wasn't enough for your team though, sadly. And Sunderland continued their I don't even know what to call the run at the Stadium of Light, but it's a great run. It's a great run that they're having right now. And yeah, they're doing their thing. But this was the stats on the game. Bournemouth did have the better XG. Both had 2 big chances, 18 shots to 12. You see the passes, Bournemouth with more. They had more tackles. Yellow cards, 5 apiece. Wow. This was just as card heavy as the Arsenal-Chelsea game. 6 shots on target, identical. 2 times Bournemouth hit the woodwork. One of them they did end up scoring the first goal, but Evan Nielsen probably should have had at least a goal in the game, to be honest. Both scored a big chance and missed a big chance. Touches in opponent's box. That edge went to Bournemouth. 18 more entries as well for Bournemouth. And you see the saves. So 2 errors leading to goals by Sunderland, man. So yeah, they came out flat. But once that penalty happened and the stadium got up again, yeah, the atmosphere was crazy. And Sunderland in the end gave their fans another big thing to cheer about today. So the one game at 11:30 was or 12:30, sorry, was Newcastle versus Everton, and this one was probably over on the resumption when Voltamada finished after good work by actually no, this was at the end of the first half that made it 3-0. And then by the time Malik Char made it 4-0 in the second half with his second goal of the game. Yeah, this one pretty much for all intents and purposes was over. Dewsbury Hall did get a consolation goal, and what a goal it was. Tarkowski over the top, and the tight space that he had to control, take the second touch, and then finish was really a brilliant show of technique by Keenan Dewsbury Hall. But yeah, as I said, it was just a consolation. 4-1 win to Newcastle. The Jekyll and Hyde of the Premier League. You never know who will show up, especially not in St. James Park. But this go around, it's crazy how football is. Last week, Everton 10 men beat Man U. This week, Everton have the whole team, and it looks like Newcastle. Yeah, it doesn't look like Newcastle gave them a beating 4-1. So for Newcastle, I think the good news if you're a Newcastle fan right now is Livermore and Hall getting fit again or back fit again. You saw Hall with the assist. Livermore, I think probably has the potential to be called up for the England team. If he's healthy, he was getting called by Tuchel before, and then Chow has been really good. So he kind of locked up the coach because Shah was out, so that kind of put Chow in. Can't really move Chow now. He's like the best right now. And then he had Batman as well, but Batman's now injured. So looks like the choices keep on getting made for Eddie Howe because he didn't have none of those other players. Okay, Shar did come on, so he had the option of Shar. Miley with a goal and assist. Not bad. Elanga. Yeah, Elanga did fine Baltimore. Yeah, so Everton had one decent enough spell in the first half, but you're expecting more from them at home, especially some of the results they've been able to get so far. One big chance. Two miss. With the entries there. Wow. Everton had 30 more final third entries. It's crazy. Even possession. So what them do with all these entries, man? Them just enter and us. So why did they go? And the last game of the day, people. Oh my gosh. All right, so Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is proving to be not a good stamping ground for their home team. Seems like they lose here all the time. But Kenny Tete opened the scoring after some lackluster defending all around by Fulham. And then Harry Wilson, after Vicario had his madman moment of every game, ran out of his goal, tried to clear it up the field with his left foot. It didn't get any height and it gets cut out. And somehow the ball rolls over to Wilson with the perfect angle for him to just hit a curler because no goal in the goal. And yeah, it worked perfectly. So that once it went 2-0 there, you could just feel the stadium already because they were waiting to boo. And when that halftime whistle blew and they were walking in, I saw some boo, yo. Yeah, the people them must say boo, and you can tell say they mean it. You can tell say they mean it. You can tell say they mean it. No man, I said 3 points, gigs. Don't do that. I said 3 points. And I said I can't put my three this week because we never got it. Nelson not better than Cephas for Jamaica. We don't know that. That is our biggest downfall, you know. We like if a player don't do anything for us yet, they don't even have to play yet. But we will say they can't play for us because this man has done this for us already. But we don't know if this other man would have done better until we try to play them. So we should never change anybody out the team then, if that's the case. Or we should never change out people for people that's never played before. How much did I say for this? Not sure which game you're talking, but it said 2-1 Leeds, and it said 2-0 Sunderland, and 1-0 Brentford. Duckland is serious. Pep will score 5 and concede 4 and be okay. That's true. That's true. But I just don't think that 5 will forward every week. Blessings, blessings. Yeah, bro. I'm not happy either. But I won't go as far to say angry though. I'm not angry. I'm a little bit perplexed with the performance today. But yeah, we will get to that, Skull. We'll get to that. Yeah, jokes. Don't think City has the players to make the push like the previous season. It's Arsenal title to lose. Well, we have to have the title to be able to like. I don't like that saying. It's our title to win because we never had it to lose. It's Liverpool's title to lose, and they're obviously looking like they want to lose it. But yeah, it's not our title to lose. You have to have had it to be able to say that it's your title to lose. Saw the 0-2 and turn off the TV. Clearly, I should have finished. Yeah, bro, them forward block. I had Sunderland 2-0. And I guess you just say, boy, you can't hit that score there perfect. So F it. Chelsea, why y'all happy with a draw? Arsenal lost today. Brother, when I'm a Chelsea bridge, I thought about, yes, Chelsea, close the gap. I mean, I said to myself, bro, close which gap, man? You're a City fan now. Them alone close the gap. Arsenal missed Trossard and Saliba today. True. I think the Trossard one, though, even bigger. I mean, the Saliba one was big enough. But to be honest, like, Mosquera defensively never do anything to say, boy, we miss Saliba. I think where we miss Saliba, well, Skull will get there. I'm not going to rush the thing. Up, 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 up. What go on, coach? We're there, Drawing with 10 men after scoring first is a good thing. If that make you all happy. Tyler, the second player in EPL to make a goalkeeper actually think they can fly. How you beat Bayern with ease and can't beat the team they dog up? No, I don't think we beat them with ease though. That game was tough. That game was a tough game. We just played a lot better in the game. We just played better. We didn't play as good today. We got 2 days to prepare and Chelsea rotate against Burnley. Yeah, Skull, I said that from before. I said, look, I'm not going to say it's an excuse, but it's just a reality. When you play the game on the weekend prior, right? And Reece James comes off at halftime. I think the only player, as I recall, that played that entire game that would have had big minutes today is Pedro Neto. And this man don't ever bench Pedro Neto or not play Pedro Neto. So that was how it's gonna. It's like he's the sucker of their team. All these excuses. Show me the rotation from Barca. So how many players did we rotate? We had the same midfield. We had the same. We changed Martinelli for Trossard. And on the back line, Mosquera and Timber would have started, but everybody else was on the bench. So yeah. Oh, you're saying show me the rotation from Barca for your side. Oh, you played Garnacho, Neto, and Estevao up front. I think the midfield was the same. But I think you have to look at the Burnley. Because remember, we had Spurs, Bayern, you guys had that Burnley game, which is kind of we can do whatever, get the lead, just And if you notice, they played that game in first gear. They won 2-0, but it wasn't the best performance at all. It was like they were like it was all Barca, Arsenal, and we had 3 games, but not an excuse still. It is what it is. Bayern were our toughest opponents, but we ain't complaining. Arsenal were poor. Yeah, we were poor today. And Chelsea was good today. But I will give them the credit. The one man that rested well got a red and was sent off. That's true. Him should have been tired, so he couldn't reach to tackle the man there. The ref mashed up game within 30 minutes. Arsenal have 4 yellow card. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is though, Skull, bro. Like, all right, Zubi Mendes was a clear yellow. Calafiores was a clear yellow. What were the other ones? We'll get there. Yeah, man. At the Emirates, man. Make them forward. Yo, me tell everybody, DJ. Me say, uno make we buy all our ball we no want. And we give in return the red card disease. They just make sure because I wasn't here from the beginning. Nah, man. But it still ask the people them to drop them threes, But it's like, I don't know. Everybody draw. Bro, Saliba missing kill my vibe for the game. Yeah, it was weird, bro. Cause normally when a player that big in the team don't play, you would hear something about it from somewhere. But that was just like literally breaking news when the team sheet come out. If I search Twitter and I try to say, what go on? Come to find out that in yesterday training in the field something and they have some discomfort. So them say them probably could have play maybe, but them say yo with the month we have come forward in and Big Gabby already out. Them say all right, make them exercise some caution and just start Mosquera and Incapié. And I mean, yeah, but I love to see Saliba playing. But if that's how it really go, I will respect that. The season is long, and that makes sense. Him kill out himself to play this game, and then something flare up or some foolishness. So yeah, but not a problem with that. 14 shots, just 2 on target for Spurs. Jeez and peas. Horrible. Way more entries. Can't have nothing with it. Just 2 shots on target with all them entries, all that time of possession in the attacking third for Spurs. Still nothing. Nothing there. Nothing there. But I could have scored rotted Valley. Come back. Some good goals scored this week still. Some good goals scored this week, man, for real. So Tottenham demise continues. I can't see expressions. I don't know when there. I was looking to see the meltdown video and I know it's like I have a next thing for upset with Spurs, but man, them so bad till my favorite content creator stop put out video 7 days ago, brother. Last time no one put out anything. It's crazy out here. Man run with this man have almost 500,000 subs. And now I make content again because the team that he make content about is so bad. But Fulham with a big scalp there. We'll see once we look at the table, what that did for their table standing. Crystal Palace Man U got the day started off the Sunday morning, bright and early, 7 o'clock. People could not wake up. I woke up about 8:30. So I missed a lot of this game live, but I did watch back the full highlight and the extended highlight and thing. And Man U deserved the win, to be honest. I mean, Crystal Palace was flat. I think this is the first time I have seen such a wait I say now. It's the first time it was so noticeable that one of the teams played a game Thursday and the other one didn't. Because Crystal Palace didn't have near the same energy level them normally have. Not getting in the sprints like normal. It just never looked like the same performance from them, honestly. And then when Sarr went down in the 30th minute, I think that really derailed everything that they was planning to do on the day. So, yeah, good win for United away from home. I thought that Mason Mount, Bruno, Casemiro, Xerxes all had a decent game. Xerxes scored a nice goal. I think the defending from Kamada was really poor though. When you look back at that play, I mean the guy can only really put it across one side of you if he's facing that way. And I just feel like Kamada just didn't anticipate well enough. Like put your foot there to try to block it or something. But yeah, he just allowed him to kind of turn and just rip it, and then it really surprised Henderson. You know, Henderson will sit that back and probably be a bit disappointed, but it just it had some great power and the placement was like perfect too. But yeah, the second goal though, G's and P's, man. So there's players not in the wall, just to the left of the wall, right? And the problem I have with this goal is the reason why it's conceded, you know, where the shot ends up going is where the player would have been if he just stayed in the wall. But that player has run from that area, and Kete has tried to slide over to block that area, hasn't quite done it enough, and it ends up going in near post because there's no wall basically. Um, and I just feel like that's just something that's so simple. You know, if you see two players over the ball, especially if one like Bruno was standing over the ball, it kind of tells you that they're looking to just change the angle with a touch or something. So at that point, you have your two runners normally that would just run out on the touch. And yeah, they just weren't alert enough. And then once Pino, who was in the wall, kind of realized like no one else is running, he runs out the wall, and Ketia moves from his post. So the wall's disjointed, everything was disjointed. It was almost, it to me it was an embarrassing goal to concede because it's just so simple to avoid what happened on that play. But yeah, I think the exertions of European football caught up with Crystal Palace today, and you can see it's all over the team. Most of the players performed well below their normal standard, and I think that has a lot to do with just about 3 weeks in a row now where they've had midweek engagements and everything. It doesn't get any easier for them because, as I said before, all 20 teams will be in action at some point from Tuesday to Thursday this week. So, yeah, it's no rest for the weary. And of course, people, you get bonus EPL content this week because if we have games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going forward tomorrow night again to have our preview show for week 14 of the Premier League. Yeah, because we have 10 games midweek, and then we'll forward on Thursday after the last game of that week is played for the review show. I'll rally back again, unless it's like Premier League weekend or something. I mean, not Premier League. No, okay, so there's no Premier League or anything. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then yeah, Friday. Okay, start there. Cool. Okay, yeah. So we have Aston Villa Arsenal 7:30 in the morning. Oh, but why them have to give it a game then at the midday kickoff? I like them midday then. Yeah, boy. I mean, to be honest, all right, good question. Why Spurs are loser? Why Spurs are loser? Like, why? At all these else. So in the Premier League, them lose 3 out of them last 5. So them lose to Chelsea, draw with United, lose to Arsenal, and then lose to Fulham again. And a win versus Tottenham other than that. Remember, win versus Tottenham, win versus Everton. Away from home. Look at the home form. Lose to Fulham. Draw with United. Lose to Chelsea. You only can win in a Champions League. Lose to Villa at home. Draw with Wolves at home. Jeez. Lose to Bournemouth at home. These mans don't win games at their yard, brother. Man, them gone like 2 draw at home for the season and lose the rest of them. It's a madness, you know. But yeah, Spurs. What is it? What is causing this demise? So this was the team they played. I think this 4-2-2-2 business not working. I don't think you're getting the best out of Kudus, even them score a goal. You got to choose, man. Play Colomuani or play Richarlison. Get back some width in your attack. Get it's Brennan Johnson injured. So Brennan Johnson was there, didn't get a game. You have Tell, you have Odebeer, you have Shafi Simmons. Like, why are you going with this 4-2-2-2-2 business? Why? It don't make sense. Just play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 and just use your wingers. You have wingers. Even Colomwani can play off the left if you want him to play with Richarlison. Or vice versa. And then can do 20-minute spells and switch or whatever you're going to do. But it's not whatever he's up to right now, it ain't working. And to be honest, like, there has been like individual errors as well, because Vicario like sold the second goal big time. Another hilarious thing in this game was the yellow card that Jimenez picked up. The man go for a diving head at the back post and couldn't reach it and just basically try like slam dunk it. But the man just turned to a basketballer like instantly. Was that how he got the yellow though? Yeah, that is how he got the yellow. That handball was hilarious, people. Anybody did see that handball? Anybody did see that handball? Let me know. That was crazy. We say him get at 10 minutes without it. Joe Grant, their Spurs, you see it. Them yard to a Tommy Fave number. Yeah, what me just do a while ago, people? I just fling on myself. Yeah, but Fulham got the job done. They got the job done. Chukwueze, that's another thing. If you were here for the preview show, I was telling you how every time I see this man come on, him do something and him get the start this time and provide the first goal basically and hit the post after that and was dangerous before him come off. So yeah, man, if a coach need a spark, just watch Jason Gooner preview, and just decide who you are going to play, Cause I watch the player them to coach. Chukwueze, should I get a bus for real? But yeah, Fulham taking a big scalp. I mean, it should be a big scalp, but really, is it much? I mean, everybody beats them at that place, but 2-1 to Fulham. Now, wait, oh, my bad. So this Fulham game was yesterday, but the morning game was Palace and United, which we just talked about. Tell you that Palace looking like they must struggle with them fitness. Aston Villa and Wolves. Now, Aston Villa, I think they moved up into the top 4 with this win, I think. But what's incredible to me is like this Aston Villa team been getting results lately. I don't really see that they're playing that much better than they were when they weren't getting results, to be honest. Today, I think it was the second half. Yeah, the second half was much better. The first half, both teams were poor, I thought. But they're still not creating these guilt edge chances. They won the game 1-0, but no big chances today. They had 7 more shots taken. 6 shots hit the target to 4 for Wolves. You see, most of the game was played in the middle third and tilted a little bit to more towards the defensive third for Wolves. You see the entry 65 to 51, so not a huge gap there between those statistics. Both keepers had decent enough days, but today's game came down to one moment of brilliance, really, and one moment of brilliance by Emi Martinez as well, because he had a big save. I think, was it 0-0 at the time? I think it might have been 0-0 still. But yeah, I thought Rogers had one of the worst games today. Just couldn't really be that influence that he, normally is for Aston Villa, but it's just not enough creation for me. John McGinn was trying in that second half to single-handedly create stuff. And in the end, he was the one that kind of, worked the space and then laid it back to Kamara at top of the box, who did the rest, with his left foot. Brilliant strike. No Ali Watkins from the start came on. He was anonymous. Didn't really do his thing, to be totally honest. But hey, you can't hate Van Villa, people. Them get the results. The defense has gotten a lot stingier of late as well to get those results. And even when they're not, Villa has just been finding goals, But I think Emery will look at the underlying statistics of the XG and say, all right, guys, if we're going to sustain this place in this top 4, top 5 race, top 4 race, whatever it's going to be for Champions League, we have to create more chances. We have to. And I think, people that don't watch the game so much, they might see Aston Villa winning all these games and think, oh, Aston Villa is on fire, or whatever the case is. Yes, they're getting the results. We have to give them the credit. But, when you watch them play, to me, it doesn't look much different now when they weren't getting the points. They're just getting a few little breaks here and there, getting them over the line. But kudos to them. 1-0 win over Wolves. Now, the other game that was on, well, there were actually 2 more games on at this time this morning. And the other 2, one of which was Nottingham Forest and Brighton. And Brighton went to Forest, where Sean Dyche has been very good since he took over. And they were able to get a 2-0 win over there at the City Ground. And the Kuiper was playing a more advanced role. We saw where the Kuiper was playing left back and Kadioglu was playing more advanced. But the coach decided to put the Kuiper further up today, and that really paid dividends when Ruta found him with a brilliant pass as he ran into the space and one-time finish around the keeper to make it 1-0. And then in the second half, late in the game, Simas made it 2-0 in the 88th minute to be exact, after a defensive mix-up, basically. Gifted Simas with a chance to score, and he obliged. So Nottingham Forest, Endoi, he started out the season looking like he might be a threat. He's had a few games now where he's been off the boil. So him and Dominguez were off at halftime, and came Hutchinson and Hudson-Odoi, and Hutchinson continues to impress of late. He had a good showing off the bench, even though his team couldn't get anything out of the game. I think Hutchinson is just working his way closer and closer and closer to getting a start from Sean Dyche, because he keeps going to him earlier in the second half now, and he keeps on producing. Today when he came on, he was the best player. So, I think he's working his way towards some starting minutes one of these days here, I do believe. But Brighton is who we should really focus on. They got the result, 2-0 clean sheet. They have been the past few days, you've seen Verbruggen, who I thought had a really tough 24-25 season. He's getting closer to that form that would have made him the number 1 for the Netherlands. When he was able to get that job, it would have been right around when his form for Brighton was at its peak. And I think last season it took a little dip, plateaued off a little. And I think this season he's kind of back doing much better again. So, Welbeck had a quiet game, but Simas, who pretty much has been found playing in Europe most of the time, not Europe, sorry, playing in the cup competitions, he usually starts and has been scoring goals there. And you've seen his minutes start to increase and increase some more. And I think the minute Welbeck kind of drops off of that crazy form he was on, we might see Simas get some starting opportunities too. But yeah, Murillo was doubtful to play, and in the end he couldn't make it. So that was terrible. And Milenkovic, pretty much Morata, the only one you can really say, boy, him never play bad around the back line today. But Brighton got the win. Brighton got the win. And usually they're very good at the Amex. It doesn't travel as well, but they did get it on the away from home trip today. Now, Liverpool back to winning ways in the Premier League. They won 2-0. Alexander Isak, I think that was his first goal in the Prem for Liverpool. And then Cody Gakpo in injury time sealed the deal after West Ham, tried a little bit to get that equalizer. To be fair to Liverpool, they did keep them at arm's length for the most part. When you look at the stats of the game, it does tell that same story. Only 0.29 as far as XG for West Ham. Half chances, decent looks, but nothing clear cut on the day. 3 big chances created by Liverpool. You see the shots on target, none on target for West Ham. So definitely Liverpool did their job controlling the game today. And West Ham, and they did it against a West Ham team that had been putting up a lot of resistance under their new manager Nuno. So good result for Liverpool, one that I think they're badly in need of. We heard rumors that Arne Slot could be on the chopping block if he can't get all 3 points from these 3 games that them have coming up. Don't know how true that is, but he got 3 points down. He has 6 more to go. Sean Dyche failed with Danny Welbeck tired now. Yeah, when he run off today, the man look tired. Who start for who? Yeah, but the big talking point today as well, besides Liverpool winning a game, we did not see any sign of Mohamed Salah on the field. He was on the bench, available to come on. The coach made 3 subs, didn't use up his 5 subs, but he went with Gakpo, Verts, and Soboslai behind Isak. And this is really how it was. Soboslai was shaded to the right. Verts was given that freer role, can drift left, drift right. And Gakpo started out in a wing position, but I think his average position must have been more center forward. Look at all that heat map in and around that 18-yard box, really central. So I think Gakpo pretty much was told, once you get to the attacking third, go and join Isak as a secondary striker or as the second striker. Because that's pretty much where he ended up in build-up, and that's why Verts would then drift to the left to apply that width on that side. So a lot of fluidity in the way the team played today. Not a vintage Liverpool performance by any means, but I think it called for them to be a bit more controlled. And even at 1-0, before they got that insurance goal, we'll call it, Liverpool, dare I say, looked like they were dropping into a low block when they were out of possession against West Ham. So that's the type of thing that Slot preach and say, boy, that's not my football, and him cuss when other teams do it. But I guess when you lose 9 in 12, you start doing things that you were cussing people for before. I guess that's how that works. But yeah, Liverpool back to winning ways. Nuno brush himself off and try again. Paqueta, you need to be studied. You need to know if you're still, I don't know, but you were really fighting hard to get a second yellow card. So yeah, do with that information whatever you want to do with it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, Isak off the mark. Salah can't get a game. Gakpo goal assist. I thought McAllister was really good today. And I think he's been one of the players for Liverpool that hasn't quite gotten back to, his 24, 25 form. But yeah, he was good today. Looks like he's headed back there, which is not good news for the rest of the people in the league. All right, so next up, people, the big one. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Now, this game, I could look at the stats before we do anything. Let's look on the data. So Arsenal had the higher XG, 1.26 to 0.79. Both teams created 1 big chance. Chelsea had 3 more shots, 11 to 8. Both keepers made 3 saves, 3 corners for each team. We had about almost 200 more passes attempted. We made 2 more tackles. They had 1 more free kick than us. We had 6 yellow cards. They had 1 yellow and 1 red. That's the same damn player. Then we have 4 on target for each team. Block shots off target inside the box, outside the box. So we scored our big chance. They missed their big chance. We had 23 touches in the opponent's box. They had 20. Let's see. We had about 170 more accurate passes. We had 4 more final third entries than them. See, the dribbles, aerial duels were poor. Ground duels were better. So their keeper prevented 1.18 today. Raya only 0.15. But he did make 2 big saves. Interception recoveries, clearances, tackles. Yep, so that's the attack map for Chelsea. You can see the right-hand side was their main objective. And you see for Arsenal the same. A lot in that middle third, but the most attacking area that we love to play is always down that right-hand side. And Chelsea had something similar going on in their side and style of play as well. But yeah, big team news for Liverpool, I already said. Salah, Aaron Ball, Liverpool. Big team news for Chelsea was that Cole Palmer was back in the squad. As you can see in the starting lineup on the screen, he did not make the field. But the big news for Arsenal was William Saliba felt something in training, and he was not deemed fit enough at all today to even be on the bench. So Mosquera and Nkapie started the game. Calafiori played left back, Timber played right back. Same midfield three from the Bayern game. Saka Marino returned, and Martinelli forced to start this one due to injury to Leandro Trossard, who also was too much of a doubt to sit on the bench. But Gabriel Jesus was on the bench, which was brilliant to see. Haven't seen him on a bench for Arsenal in a while. So big ups to Gabriel Jesus. Now, Chelsea, you see how they came out. Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, Gusto, Caicedo, Reece James, Neto, Enzo Fernandez, Estevao, and Joao Pedro. Now, the first half to me was a forgettable one. The only thing that would make people go back and watch it is just to see how the referee was moving, because he was a star. Zubimendi in the 5th minute, Cucurella in the 11th minute, Mosquera in the 13th, Calafiori in the 27th. Then Caicedo got a yellow, and the card was changed to a red. Nkapie got a yellow on 41 minutes, and that was right after the red card would have been issued and everything, and it was a flailing arm that caught Chalobah right under his eye, and he had a big shiner right there. Lewis Skelly comes on, gets one in, after coming on for the player who was on a yellow. Lewis Skelly gets a yellow 9 minutes into the second half. And then Gyökeres to top it off in the 88th. And really, one that I can't cuss him that much for, because it was a ball that the keeper fumbled, and he was just trying to get it and clatter the keeper while they were both going for the ball. So you have to go for that. Can't cuss too much for that. But yeah, Chelsea, I thought Chelsea was interesting, because when it was 11v11, I thought for the first 20-25 minutes, it was just dead. Fouls, constant fouls, breaking up the play, foul. Right? I think Saka had one shot that the keeper had to save with his foot. And I think Chelsea, came close a couple of times, but would block and sniff it out and clear the ball eventually. But yeah, I just feel like Chelsea were more up for it today. Definitely use the crowd to their advantage. The duels, the second balls that were killing Bayern with, we weren't able to do that with Chelsea. They didn't dominate, but I do think that they were the better team. And even when they were down to 10 men, there were large stretches of the game where I'm trying to figure out how it looks like we don't have the advantage. Like, they look like they have the extra player. They're playing out with 10 men, finding the spare person every time. So yeah, I just don't think we were as good as we have been in all phases of the game. Build up, pressing, nothing. Pressing, nothing. Come on, man, them bench Salah, brother. Beru I'm telling you, man, Anthony Taylor, And the thing is, I you see, after him go crazy with the Arsenal card, I think he kind of chill out after that, because him never, well, one thing I never understand was Cucurella more people could have a yellow pan for them team too. That's the only thing. I say Enzo keep up some arms those few time well. Gusto make some questionable tackle. Um, but it is what it is, 1-1. We share the points, 1 point. Just talking about Arsenal a little bit now. So I wasn't really surprised by the rest of the lineup once I knew that Saliba couldn't play. If I had to choose, I don't think Gyökeres could have played more than what he probably played, 20-25 minutes at the most. I thought that Noni might start on the left, and he would still keep Martinelli in his back pocket since he had been so effective this season as that bench sub. But no, he decided to start Martinelli, and Martinelli was anonymous today. Didn't really do anything. Worked hard or whatever, but didn't do anything to influence the game attacking wise. I thought this was the worst game for the season, personally. Just too many loose things. He's normally much more reliable with the football. And he came off after getting an early yellow. Kudos to the two CBs that stayed on with the yellow card from basically in the first half. Yep. Yeah, man, booked 3 out of the 4 in the back line and the DM in the first half. And then book the brother, come on for the left back. Cha. But yeah, Zubimendi was poor. I thought Eza as well, man. Now look, I was having a convo the other day. It was right before Eze scored the hat-trick, and I was in a group with some friends talking about the game, the Tottenham Arsenal game, and it's Arsenal in general. And he was saying, yo, him really want Eze to have one of those boss the game performances, And I say, to be honest, Eze is not gonna be a boss the game type of player. He's like a moment player. So you try to just set him up into the areas that him can cause damage. Because at any given time when the ball reach him foot, him can create a goal, assist, or something. I'm gonna create something. But the thing is, today it was clear to me that Reece James and Caicedo main objective was to shadow this man Eze, because every time the man get the ball, people converging on him. He just couldn't get free, couldn't find space. I think we were also hurt in the build-out phase, and I think that's a part of the reason why we couldn't get Eze on the ball as much as we wanted to. Saliba, I think people always talk about his defending, but I think he helps us a lot on playing out of pressure. Just the way how he because he's pretty much the quarterback with the football. Him and Raya, really, when the ball is way back. Gabriel is there as well, but Gabriel is usually there as the kind of the player that they play to first to bring people to that side so that they can reverse and really let Saliba have the space to go forward. So, yeah, I feel like Mosquera, even if he has that type of thing in his game, I think at Stamford Bridge starting when he probably wasn't thinking he was going to start all week until, probably this morning when they decided, yeah, he was always going to play it a little bit more conservative. And I think that hurt us because too often, instead of trying to beat that first line, we're going over it. And that just diminished the chances of getting Eze on the ball in those areas and in those spaces and at times when it makes sense for him to get it and turn and play a slip pass or just go forward. We're bypassing a lot. And that I think was a byproduct of Mosquera and Hincapié just not quite being as assured as a pair and just period as Saliba and Gabriel would be. So that little tweak I think didn't help Eze's game much because, like I said, his touches in this game, you want to see him get more touches in these areas. Where he got these few right here, you want that to be orange instead of this right here being orange and way back here being orange. And he's going to the left, people, by the way. So, yeah. Eze was anonymous. Zubi, worst game. Martinelli, I never even know him play. And then Skelly came on and pretty much a continuation from the Bayern game. Still look off the pace, sluggish. Odegaard came in and he don't look the same. him look a little bit tentative, not sure himself. Noni came on, and I think maybe the emotions of the game just kind of got the better of him because he didn't really do much. The one time he looked dangerous, he would switch with Saka and go to the right and put in a decent cross. And Yoker is good to see him forward again. Want those different options. I think a team like Brentford, perfect. Let him play that game. Occupy that back line as much as possible, so that we can run players off of him into the spaces. So, yeah, man, this game was I said at one point that it must be first to 50 fouls wins because it just felt like every minute the player get broken up. I'm not sure. That was your career's average starting position. Blow. But yeah, I think what Chelsea did really well was just say, okay, that midfield combination, you're not going to be able to outnumber us in here. So we're not going to see the Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, that we're not going to let those combinations happen. If you want to go over the top direct and win a second ball, try doing that. That's fine. We can handle those. The only time we really had joy in open play, and it's how our goal got there, we were doing a decent job of having the patience to kind of play it out wide to Martinelli, let some more support get around the ball so that we can start to interchange in those areas, and then at the right time, boom in behind, play the slip pass, get the cross in. And that's kind of what happened. Timber and Saka did their two-man thing. Saka got Cucurella 1v1, but he had to be mindful because the drop-off was there to Timber. But Saka didn't need Timber. He just got that inch of space, got it on his left, and he had the brilliant in-swinger. Marino jumped up to head it home. Their goal came off of a corner. Reece James Chalobah at the near post with a brilliant flick into the far post. And that made it 1-0. But when it went to 1-1, it's really when I kind of just feel like we did not do enough. We just did not do enough at 1-1 with a man advantage to really win that football match. And I just think, sometimes I just think like, yeah, it's the effort or whatever. I don't think it was that. I just think that Chelsea was extremely disciplined in their shape, even with the 10 men. And sometimes when you're with 10 men, it makes your defenders concentrate even more. So, I don't think defending with a 10-man team is the most difficult. What was really impressive for me for Chelsea was even with the 10 men, they were like, getting counter opportunities on us. Now we dealt with all of them just due to good team defending and good team recovery. But I just have to give them the credit because even times when we were pressing them with them having the 10 men, it just seemed like Sanchez always found the spare person. And then when they would get it, there would be acres of space and they make one combination pass, and then we are tracking back trying to stop a counter attack. So I think Chelsea, Reece James deserves big credit today. Every time I looked up, Reece James was winning the football, drawing a foul, winning a header, supplied the cross from the corner. I mean, he did everything today. Sanchez was solid as well. I'd say two wicked saves. One from Martinelli in the first half, late. And the second one was when Gyökeres ran in and tried to kick the ball out his hand. I can't remember who took that shot though. Odegaard. It might have been Odegaard took that shot, And it was very similar to Martinelli. Martinelli's ball was running across this way. He kicked it back the other way to wrong foot the keeper. Odegaard, same thing. He was running central, kicked it back the other way to wrong foot the keeper. And he made two brilliant saves. So that's why, so far score-wise, Robert Sanchez is the man of the match. Had a big day in the goal. But yeah, kudos to Maresca and his team, bro. They played really well. And I think I've always said, Chelsea's attack, midfield, top, really good. good enough, I'd say, to challenge for an EPL title. And I've always been of the mind that, that goalkeeper, while I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people think he is, I just think he has some moments where he does some stupidness, but to me, he's a very good shot stopper. Not the greatest on crosses, I wouldn't say, but yeah, I mean, he has his deficiencies. Let me not act like he's a world beater, but he has been really good since about the Club World Cup. He's been pretty consistent. And I think the defense as a whole, I think Maresca has the structure, the best I've seen him have it, because they've been changing out defenders like, whoa, and they still kind of, don't concede that much. They're among one of the better teams with conceding goals. So I think that narrative of, the minute Chelsea get better defense, they could challenge with the players they have. I don't disagree with that statement, but I just think people need to realize that their defense is actually doing pretty damn good so far. So maybe they're further along than we thought. Now I hear people kind of cussing about some. Well, I shouldn't say cussing, but let's just look at the subs that were made. Garnacho came on for Estevao. Probably just conservation, knowing there's another game midweek. He did play a big role in the Barcelona game. And you have a fresh player like Garnacho to come on, you're with 10 men, so you don't want to overdo it. Then he took off Pedro for the lap in the 55th. And I think those two subs, taking off Estevao and Pedro, actually helped Chelsea in their structure, because I think Garnacho and Delap are a little bit more hardworking off the ball than those two players. And you might have lost something in the technicality perspective. But at that point, when the lap would have come on, at least they were holding on to the 1-hour lead, and it was 0-0 when Garnacho came on. So now on the flip side, you look at Arsenal subs, and like I said, we had 4 players on yellow cards at halftime. Zubimendi, Mosquera, Hincapié, and Calafiori, and only one of them came off. That was Calafiori for Miles Lewis Skelly at halftime. Skelly, by the 54th minute, is like he didn't take off the yellow card person, because he himself got a yellow card. Odegaard and Madueke came on in the 57th minute for Zubimendi and Martinelli. And I think when this sub was made, most Arsenal fans are saying, yes, you don't need Rice and Zubi anymore. They're down to 10. Odegaard and Eze, let them cook. 10 half space, let them find space wherever they want to go, turn and get to playing. Madueke came on and was just as anonymous as Martinelli on that left side. Gyökeres came on in the 72nd, and he came on for Eza, which some people didn't quite understand. I have a theory that Eza was the one that played the full 90 Bayern, played the full 90 against Tottenham, I think, or if he didn't play the full 90, he played very close to the full 90 in that game. And maybe he was just approaching that dreaded red line at the moment and just couldn't go no more. But I know most fans won't buy that, and I don't know if that's the fact either. I'm just trying to figure out the mindset, because if you were gonna bring on Gyökeres, I would think it would have made more sense to just let Marino come off, because he's played a lot of minutes lately as well, and just do a like for like swap in terms of position, because we know they're different. And then you'd give Eza, and because they only made 4 subs, so you could give Eza and Odegaard, if it's even another 10-15 minutes, and then you make a next sub if you don't want Eza play the full 90. But I would have loved to have seen if he just took off Gyökeres and brought on Marino, because all he did was drop Marino back into midfield, which in essence, out of possession, that's where he was playing all game. If you look at his average position in the game, it's basically a midfielder's average position. So I would have liked for him to just use up all his subs. He had Gabby Jesus, who just came back. Throw him on in the last, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever. Saka was dead on his feet. Take him off. But look, it is what it is, man. 2 points dropped, point gained, however you want to look on it. But at the end of the day, Chelsea is no closer to us than they were before the game. And 2 points gained by Man City, so the 7-point gap becomes 5. So at the end of the day, we have played 13 games. We have gone to Stamford Bridge. We have gone to Anfield. We have gone to where the other place the name we go? St. James Park, and we have played City at home. So we've played some really big games already this year, and some of the games that are just perennially hard games for all the Prem teams. You know, somebody like Chelsea, they ain't played City yet. They ain't gone to Anfield. They ain't gone to St. James's Park. You know, they haven't made some of these trips. So let's see. Let's see. It's a long season, 13 games in. I know today the Chelsea fans them feel like them have something to brag about, you know, but it is what it is, man. Wasn't I wouldn't say it was by any means a classic game, but it was a typical Premier League derby game, you know. Lots of fouls, lots of team members in the ref face about tackles that them receive, yellow cards just being dished out like I don't know what. So yeah, that was the tone that Anthony Taylor set, and the only thing that I give him credit for is he didn't get second yellow card happy, because I could have swore that Arsenal was going to lose another player. And to be fair, Reece James brought it up after the game, I think, and he said, "Hey, there were some of those challenges when Arsenal was on a yellow. I don't know, could have looked on him, 10-man Chelsea draw." Just think Arsenal players were cautious, especially because of how the referees ref the game. Yeah, maybe that's why they weren't winning any second ball. Them just afraid for going at them. Anthony Taylor is the worst ref for this. We need a ref from, say, Japan to come in and it'll be more fair. For real, we need something. As bad as Michael Oliver is, this game wouldn't have so many cards. Yeah, I think Taylor likes to influence the game more. I think Oliver just does foolishness sometimes, but I think if Oliver had his way, he would have just let everything go. He wouldn't call nothing. I think Anthony Taylor loves to, I'm the man. That's why I think him do the early yellow card thing. Garnacho and Liam are my two starters. Estevao is always gonna be a 60 minutes. So for me, wow. I take a sub out the whole team and still couldn't beat a 10-man Chelsea. The whole team, huh? Exaggerate much? Yeah, bro. 1-1. Chelsea was the better team. It has to be said. Chelsea was a better team today. With 10 men, spells in that second half, they were actually better than us. And that shouldn't happen if you have a man advantage, but it was. So yeah, Arsenal definitely gonna have to pick up their performance. Because I don't think that performance today will yield the type of results that we've been getting for most of this season so far. So definitely have to step it up a bit. Hopefully the Trossard thing is not long term, because like I said, he was really sharp the last month or so. So I think we really missed him today in an attacking sense. And we got a little bit of the old Arsenal last year, where it's almost like somebody tilted the field towards Saka's wing, because the ball just never goes down the left side, So I think with Trossard, we were having much better balance, because people were just saying, get Trossard the ball, he's going to do something. Now, clearly, they couldn't have that same confidence in Martinelli. He wasn't doing anything today. So, yeah. Who did Chelsea have for Liverpool as a ref when they played them? Let's see. But Chelsea not play Liverpool. Oh, yeah, they did. 2-1. I forgot about this, but they haven't gone to Anfield yet. All right, the ref on this day was Mariska get a red. The ref there. It should tell me somewhere, but I don't see. Oh, there. Blow. Look there. Anthony Ratty Taylor. But him never go mad. Just what? 2 card. Hey, 2 card for the game for Anthony Taylor, that's not bad, Him average 4 a game. Same damn ref. That is true. I've had a lot of practice with it. That is so true. Man, them say, oh, easy thing this, man. We did this last week before, 4 week ago, 3 week ago. Yeah, man, a 10-man Chelsea win him. All right, so before I show the actual league table, let's show the JGTV prediction table, people. So we have the predictions ready, or the results, I should say, ready to put on the screen. And I just want to big up again all the people that took part in this week's. The book was full, so I greatly appreciate the participation. So, drum roll, please. Woo! And the winner, week 13 prediction table is Apache 7-3, big week, one correct score. So Apache was able to get the 3-2 Man City lead score, random score to get right as well. 7-3, best picker for the week. Pristine, you were so close, Pristine. 7-3, but you just did not get a score completely correct. But good week as well. Duckland, as I said, different for you this week, man. Winning record 6-4. Did not get any score completely correct. Biro, fourth place this week, Madan. 5-5 with one correct score. Biro did get the 1-0 Aston Villa over Wolves game completely correct. And you see, I put enough tied 5-5 because it was about 5 or 6 of them. DJ, Shatta Hennessy, Tony K, Fitzroy Grizzle, Nitro, Jagarns, a whole heap of people, brother. And then there was a whole heap of people at 4 and 6 as well. But sad to say, we did have some folks that did worse than everybody else this week, and it's time to reveal who those people are. So this week we have multiple donkeys of the week. So yeah, it was a lot of donkey to go around this week, and this time we're gonna show who these donkeys are. And it's quite sad actually. Drum roll, please. Donkeys of the week are none other than Float Management, BBK Sports, and yours truly. Oh boy. How can it be your show, your program, your platform, and you're becoming Donkey of the Week? This is not right, people. But thank God Float Management and BBK Sports played this week so that at least it don't look so bad. At least. People, I win last week, you know. So Apache, make sure you're in a runway next week forward. And let's see if you have the consistency to stay at the top. Because I didn't. Week 12, I was the champ. Week 13, I'm the damn donkey. But thanks so much again, people, for participating, all those who did. Yeah, man, as I said, it was really a joy this week to just see all the people in the book and everybody taking part. And yeah, man, really, really great, man. I really, really love how the people really take to the show. And we have some people that literally, if I don't do it, them text me and say, yo, you all right, bro? We never get to see it this week. So yeah, man, I love how the community are built and the people, I must say, the consistency, there. Yeah, man. Because we love reasonable football, people. So this is not forced at all. We just turn on the camera and talk. We was going to talk about it anyway, just maybe, in private with some other people. But these conversations were going to be had somewhere or the other. So why not do it here with you guys? Belize and Haiti are play. Cranky live. I talk about speed. Oh gosh. Forgot watch about that. Haiti gone 5 over Belize. Women's. All right. Take that in when the show done. Arsenal for the league, not beating Chelsea. Yes, Biro. Next week you win. All right, now say a word. When you get a chance, because tomorrow is midweek, but it's a new week. So tomorrow is another preview show. Quick turnaround. Week 14, tomorrow. Week 15, Panny weekend. Yeah, so all right, hold on 1 second, the people. Just a brief intramission. I'll be right back. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, people, we're back. All right, so let's pull up on the screen the Premier League table because we want to see what we're looking like after 13 games. No. Yeah, man, the table starting to shake out. I think some of my predictions for the season starting to look like they're making a little more sense now. So yeah, let's see how the table shake out now. So Wolves, boy, man, I tell you, the last them just keep piling up. I don't even know how many that is now in a row to rat it. How many losses in a row that is in the Premier League, man? One, two, three, four, five, six. So that's 6 losses on the bounce in the Prem. And 9 out of the last 11. Well, 11 out of 13 because they have 2 draws and 11 losses. So yeah, Wolves, man, I don't know. They always seem to find a way to find a miracle escape. It's not looking good this season. Burnley, 10 points, 19th position. 18th position is Leeds. They are on 11 points. Then West Ham as well on 11 points. By virtue of scoring 2 more goals, because they have the same goal difference as Leeds, they are out of the relegation zone, still at tied on points, but a slightly better. Same goal difference, but more goals scored. Then we have Forest in 16th position on 12 points after their last 2 wins on the bounce before that. Fulham, 3 wins out of the last 4, gets them now, 6 points from safety, or 6 points from relegation, sorry. They are in 15th and 17 points, and we have Everton, 18 points for them in 14th. Newcastle, 2 wins on the bounce. They're up to 13th. They were hovering down there by the relegation zone a few game weeks ago, but they're now comfortably moving up the table with 2 wins back to back. Also on 18 points is Tottenham. They have gone into some really poor form. 3 losses out of the last 4, 1 point from a possible 12. And they are in 12th position now after pretty much being in the top 4 the entire season for the most part. They are down in 12th spot, only 18 points. They just can't move up that table. Bournemouth, 11th spot now. They are also on a dip in form. 3 losses in their last 4 as well. 19 points for them after surrendering a 2-goal lead on the weekend. Brentford up to 10th position, top 10 for Brentford. Wow, who would have thought that? Sold Wissa, sold Mbuemo, lost their manager, and they are above Tottenham, where Thomas Frank went, and I was gonna say they're above Man U, but not quite. But they're very close to them. 19 points for Brentford, top 10. That's they're probably, as of right now, the overachieving team, I would say. Sunderland probably still, because they're still, yeah, still Sunderland, but Brentford is definitely on their way to becoming that if they can keep up the form. Crystal Palace, ninth position. They have been up and down. I think it's that time of the season now where that European engagement that they have is really showing up in their form. They're on 20 points in ninth spot. Liverpool with a much needed win after losing 3 out of 4 before that. 9 out of 12 in all comps. They got the win to get to 21 points, finally got over 20 points in the league this season, and they are in 8th position now. Also on 21 points is Manchester United. They are on a +1 goal difference. That's why they have the advantage over Liverpool in the table. Both scored 21, but both concede. I mean, they scored 21, Liverpool 20. Both conceded 20 goals, both on 21 points. Then we have Sunderland, huge win, come from behind. Put them all the way back up to 6th position with that win. They're on 22 points. They are the overachievers. Brighton, who a lot of people thought would threaten the European places or could have a chance to, they are playing some better football. 3 wins out of the last 4 games. They are on 22 points now, all the way up to 5th. Then we have Aston Villa in 4th spot now after 4 wins out of 5. They are really have made a huge move up the table. 24 points for the season for them. Chelsea, they are in 3rd spot now, also on 24 points after drawing with the league leaders at home. Only having 10 men really was a good result for them, you must say. They are in 3rd spot. Then we have Man City now back into the top 2. They are up to 25 points after Foden found the winner in injury time over Leeds. They are on 25 points, and Arsenal still lead the league, but have dropped points lately. Out of a possible 15, the last 5, they have been able to get 11 of those 15 with dropping 4 points. And Man City, I think, gained a point on them this month. All others, though, they still have them at arm's length, still not at risk of, within 1 week losing the first place. They have that little buffer of a week there. So let's see. We're going to see which teams can stay more consistent as we go forward here. But Arsenal, I think, in a decent enough spot. I think when you analyze the games we've played in the Premier League as well, I think a 5-point lead at this point is not bad at all. People will look and say, well, if you had won today, it's 7 and 9 points from these two. Okay, great. But again, I just feel like there are fixtures to come for some of these teams that we have already played. And I just like the fact that those games are behind us at this point. So let's see how it shakes out, people. I'm okay with where we're at. I'm not freaking out about none of this stuff. Don't think we're in a terrible spot. All right, so let's get into the fantasy now, people. So how many of you guys out there watching play Fantasy Premier League? Like I do, some kind of way. I don't know how. I was able to find 50 points this week in my fantasy team. I still don't know how we got this done. So I did use the free hit because I wasn't really sure how the hell I was going to get points this week with the way my team was set up. What I did was I went heavy on Aston Villa against Wolves. I was going to start Martinez. I was going to get Martinez instead of Donnarumma, but I went with Donnarumma, and luckily, even though he didn't keep a clean sheet, he saved a penalty. So, even though he got a yellow, had 2 goals, took some points away, he still was able to get that 5 points for saving. So I'll take the 5 from him. Now, Munoz, it was between him and Timber to start. I just had a feeling that Chelsea would score today. I didn't think he would keep a clean sheet. I didn't know that Saliba wasn't going to play. That made me even happier that I didn't start Timber. But Munoz, man, he didn't really do anything. Neither did Palace. Palace just never turned up. And I'm glad because, well, not glad, but at one point I had like 3 Palace players in my starting lineup, overdoing it, thinking that they would mash up United, Nico O'Reilly could have been a great day for him, but, for whatever reason, City decided to just not play well for the first 25 minutes of the second half. Haaland. It's a few weeks now, you know. Yeah, he hasn't done nothing. When's the last time him score? So I'm only get 4 if him score. Yeah, but Haaland hasn't really. Yeah, well, him just gone 2 games in a row where him don't score, which is just rare, quite rare. But Thiago, he's been scoring. I had to get in on the Thiago train, and I had Mateta, you know, and I don't know at the last minute, I just went crazy with this Liverpool gonna lose, and Bowen hasn't been on form like that, but he's the type of player that, like, you know, he usually, I mean, it's been what, 4 games on the bounce, no goal, no assist, but I don't know, man. I just had a feeling like he's gonna do something this week, but nah, it wasn't meant to be. So I fucked up there. Saka got me an assist, thank God. Shade, I figured they would score goals, but I obviously went with the wrong player. Should have went with Otara because I was always gonna play 2 Brentford attackers in that game against Burnley. Um, and I just went with Shade instead of Otara, you know. So that was just luck of the somewhat luck of the draw because it was either gonna be Otara or Shada, and I just went with Shada. And then Declan, I think, got me some contribution points here, defensive. Rogers got 1 extra for the clean sheet. But yeah, Cash got a clean sheet, but yeah, it wasn't so good. O'Reilly luckily got an assist, so gave me some extra points. So yeah, somehow I squeak out a 50. And finally, I'm not leading in everything anymore. King of Jamaica have a decent enough lead in this one, so I'm not doing okay still. Then we have iSports. This is the one with a whole bag of people, and I'm now not in. I'm not in the top anymore, but I'm still in and around it. Now this guy, red, white, and black, build up a sizable lead. I think you have a 50-point gap now. Gakpo, Bruno. Yeah, so he had some good decisions this week that helped him out. If he did ever start Van Hecker, that'd be even better. So that is that one. So we need to have some work to do there. I'm leading in my own, so that is good. That's always good. And then my sports world have been overtaken by Saskatoon City. 2 box cover. Should have had Mateta in my team too, man. Damn. Well, the free hit goes away. Sports DTM. Oh, it's getting closer. Fambo Jenna. Try to catch me. T-Gat. You know, good. Yeah, so that's how that one went this week, people. 5th. I'll take it, you know. I moved up in all the huge leagues around the world somehow with the 50 points I got. But yeah, we have to put in some work because tomorrow basically we need to set up the team again. So we'll be looking at all the injury reports and trying to make sure we know what's going on. Now these are the draft leagues I'm in. Boy, it never goes so well this week in this one. I have a lot of work to do, but it's all right. I can put it in. I can put the work in. Should I never bench Evan Nielsen? That was dumb. Sar came off injured, so I have to go either get rid of him or just see how bad that is gonna be. Ankle injury. All right. So let's see. So I have that in this league. Then we have Crystal Ball, Family League. Let's see. Second place. Okay. Not bad. 36 points. Merino, Virgil, match up on the bench. And then the third draft league. This is when they have a matchup every week. I'm pretty sure I lost. Yeah, my team did nothing this week, brother. 23 points. Terrible. Never even have 11 players that played. Trossard couldn't even sub out because nobody never played. So yeah, this was not a good showing this week. This is Masses League where him do fixtures. I got murdered 53-23. Jeez and peace. Look there, Miss Mel get 16. I'm couldn't just play Miss Mel, man. Last week I get 46 and lose. Joke thing. But the standings look like this, man. They're way down at 6 now. 6 wins, 7 loss. But look on the points. If it was just points, 587, I would be in second to this brother. Glock 14 to score. That's for the damn matchups, brother. It's not fair. All right, waivers Monday at 1 o'clock. Okay, cool. So I have to make sure someone get my waivers sorted out by tomorrow. Yeah, I have to start make a serious run now before it get too late. But yeah, people, Mariska said 11v11. I think we were better. I think you were even better 11v10. Edward said the points will come. All right, people. We haven't done this in a while. Before we head out, yeah, man, I not like him neither. Yo, what go on, Jordan? You get a win today, bro. Big up, you know. He take on 7 now. All right. So let's look around. Let's look around the top 5 leagues, people, and see what's been going on, where we stand, standings wise, and everything after another weekend of football. So let's go to La Liga. So La Liga standings. Ooh, Real Madrid draw to Girona today. Wow. So these were the results of week 14 or round 14. Barcelona Alaves 3-1. Getafe, Mallorca Osasuna. Athletic Club win 2-0. Atletico Madrid win 2-0. Villarreal 3-2 over Sociedad. 2-0. Betis over Sevilla. Espanyol Celta. Girona 1-1, and then one more game tomorrow. Vallecano versus Valencia. So after 14 games for most teams, this is the league table. Oviedo, Levante, and Girona, even after that point, still in the relegation zone. Moving on through, Valencia kind of low down in the table this year, way down in 16th. That's not regular territory for them. Sevilla been struggling a few years now. They're in 13th. Sociedad down to 9th. They've been Champions League bound most years recently. Athletic Club need to shape up as well in 8th. Espanyol up to 6th. Real Betis 5th. Then we have the big dogs, the top 4 right now. Atletico Madrid 31 points. They have 5 wins on the bounce. So do Villarreal on 32 points, just 3 and 2 points respectively off the leaders now. Barcelona, after 3 draws on the bounce by Real Madrid, have them on 33 points. 4 wins on the bounce for Barcelona, have them first 1 point ahead of Real Madrid. So La Liga race heating up nicely. Let's take a look in Bundesliga now. So this week, round 12 over there in Germany. You see the results: Freiburg win, Frankfurt, Wolfsburg draw, HSV 2-1. That's Hertha. Or is who this? Oh, Hamburg, not Hertha. I was like, that's not right. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's not right. Bayern beat St. Pauli 3-1. Dortmund got a win over Leverkusen. That's a big win for them this year. They were literally right by each other in the table. But this is what it looks like now. Mainz and St. Pauli right now, relegation battle. The relegation playoff spot. Heidenheim right now. Wolfsburg down there. They want to get away from that area. Augsburg, Hamburg, Mönchengladbach, Union Berlin, Cologne, Bremen, Freiburg, Frankfurt, Stuttgart in the Conference League qualification spot. Hoffenheim Europa League, then Leverkusen, Dortmund, Leipzig, and Bayern in the top four. And Bayern now, their customary 8-point gap at this point of the season. They look like they're running away with it again. Let's take a look now at Serie A. Just like La Liga, this league is extremely tight at the top. This was the results today. Bailey's team fell 1-0 to Roma. To Napoli, not the best result for them. Did Leon come on in the second half? He did. He played 10 minutes plus injury time. Played off the right, it looked like. 9 touches. Lost the ball. Okay. 4 for 1. Yeah, so not really enough time to really influence things, but they were clearly chasing the game and they weren't able to find an equalizer. So 1-0 win for Napoli in that one. Milan beat Lazio 1-0. Inter won their game as well. Juve won. Atalanta won. So most of the big dog teams won this week. Got their 3 points. You see the relegation zone. Fiorentina, Viola, say it ain't so. Only 6 points from 13 matches. Deep in the relegation zone right now. But their tide can turn. They have time. Have, at least 25 more matches. So yeah, they need to start getting some results though. Pisa also in the relegation zone. Then Parma, Genoa, Cagliari, very close. Lecce, Torino, Cremonese, Atalanta they needed that win because they're way down in 11th right now. Sassuolo 10th, Udinese, Lazio, Juve just outside of the European places in 7th. Then you have Como, says Fabregas, and them in 6th, Bologna in 5th. Champions League places right now, Roma, Inter on 27, Napoli and AC Milan on 28. So look at that. I mean, all the teams pretty much from 7 and up, probably still in the title race. And even those 10, 11 points behind probably don't think they're out of it either. So this one looks like it's going to be tight going all through because these teams are all kind of dropping points here and there, or just straight up losing games like Roma and Inter. So yeah, nobody looks to be running away with it in Serie A just yet. Then we go to League 1, and this is another one that usually PSG is running away with around this time, but let's see if that's been the case this year. Round 14 looks like this. Monaco beats PSG 1-0. Wow. Marseille is only held to a draw at home to Toulouse, 2-all. Strasbourg lost this week. Lens won. Lille won. Lorient beat Nice, and Lyon beat Nantes. So this is the table, not just outside of the relegation in the relegation playoff section. Lorient, Le Havre, Paris, Angers, Brest, Nice, Toulouse, Strasbourg. They have been falling lately. 2 losses on the bones, 22 points outside of Europe now. AS Monaco with a big win over PSG, inch closer to that European area of the table. Lyon in 6th, Rennes in 5th, tied on points, but was it more goals scored? The tiebreaker that? Not sure, but they have the tiebreak right now. Lille 26 points in 4th. Marseille fall with that draw down to 3rd, 29 points. Lens win takes them to the top of the table over both PSG and Marseille, who both dropped points this week. So Lens, the biggest winners of the weekend in League 1. So we looked at EPL, we looked at Serie A, we looked at Bundesliga, we looked at Ligue 1. EPL, Serie A, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, La Liga. So we looked at all 5 of the top leagues, people. And that's really all we wanted to do. Check in and see what's going on. Now, as I said before, people, we do have midweek fixtures this week in the Prem. So I will be running out with some more content this week than normal for the English Premier League. We will have the week 14 now preview show. The games will run from Tuesday of this week to Thursday. So I will run out tomorrow night with the EPL preview show, and then I will return on Thursday with the EPL review show. And then we'll be right back here on Friday night to do it all over again for the week 15 preview show. And then once we have that, we will be returned Monday night for the week 15 review show. So yeah, look forward to a lot of content covering the EPL this week. In other news, people, definitely we will be checking in to see what's going on with the Jamaica Reggae Girls group. We have a game tomorrow, I believe it is, Nicaragua and Guyana. So I will be tuning into that at some point. So look out for the EPL preview show to be a little bit late tomorrow, because I know that I will be having some attention and eyes on those games before I forward out to do the preview show. So all you predictors that feel like it was a buck up or whatever the case is, or if you like Biro said, him just a warm up for the win. Well, you can't win if you don't drop your picks. So I mean, I want to hear nothing but what you coulda, shoulda, woulda, or almost do. Just do it and make us see. After all of us thief out everybody at Wolves, what do we expect from them? That is true. But somehow them always find a way. Blessings, 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 Jagans. Hope all is well. And respect again for the membership. True legend. Madrid, bust your ticket. Hush, bro. I want the hat. I'm sure I said full up of things, and that was just the one thing. Eh? Bless up, Conrad. Barca back at the top. Yeah, man, you can smile, you know. But Chelsea give another hot 3 love there, so don't smile too hard. Check, 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 check. Yeah, man, blessings, blessings float. Your whole donkey of the week. Well, share it, bro. Me, you, and BBK Sports. What a show. You see, we don't go crazy and say we're on top of the league. Like and share, subscribe. Yeah, man, respect, Conrad. You almost got it right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we almost got it right. All of us. A lot of us almost got it right, you know? Chelsea B team doing very well even though they lost. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Strasbourg not doing badly at all over there. It's them beat them beat what name this week, you know. Them beat Crystal Palace in the Conference League 2-1. Big coach them having a man. Liam Rossinia. Top. Love how the man play. Like him system and him style. Good manager. Good manager. Start get some game. Good. Striker from Strasbourg. I'm glad Senelan start picking him, man. I've been picking him a long time. Never even know say Netherlands in play for, you know. Right, now I see him run out in the World Cup qualifiers where they, I'm say, yes! Finally. But yeah, it was a wicked week of football. Arsenal, Chelsea draw. Man City win at the death or injury time. Liverpool back to winning ways. Isak off the mark. So a big goal for them there. But yeah, it was an entertaining week. And he was injured for 5 weeks. Mad. So wait, him is a next ball away. Chelsea sent over there. Or what? I know them really not have players come from there, So I guess he must be because of the Argentinian boy that star up the place over there. It look like him there now. So them get a hot 2-1 this time. One appearance he make. Of course, Chelsea. 30 June 2026. He'll be back there, I guess. Strasbourg buy him for 13 million and then what? Let's say I'm gonna go Chelsea after this, so I don't know. I'm confused. Oh, yeah, just sign him. As Bayern BTA signing. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's weird because when I look on him thing and sofa score, it just like when you look at his like his history, like as a player, like where he's been and all that stuff, it just says details. All it says is Strasbourg buying for 13 million euro in 2023, and then it just said Chelsea 30 June 2026 with a dash. So I guess it's an undisclosed fee, and they will tell you later, I guess. I mean, just a little confused, like what the hell? But yeah, look like I'm getting first cap with it. And this season so far, okay, so 7 appearance. So I'm just a really get back in a one groove. Last year, I scored 14. That's not bad. Year before that, him scored 8. Okay. And I'm gone 4 now this season from 7 games, 4 and 2 assists. Play Conference League, get a goal in 2 games. Not bad, not bad. Another player you guys will loan back to Strasbourg again. Okay, so that's the figures. So Strasbourg get him for 13. Buy him from your own club for 28. So I don't even know how this money thing work. Lockdown stadium and everything. Bumbo. Mad thing. Mad thing. Yo, all my Jamaican people, on been following the Jamaica basketball team. Man, they have a big win over what name the other night, Puerto Rico, People have never expected to upset them over Puerto Rico place, Have another game tomorrow. So I forgot try watch that as well. It was an exciting game against Puerto Rico, brother. After we have a big third quarter, forget a lead. Man, them come out and kill we in the fourth. Back and forth till the end of the game. And the big man just get the final rebound and 2 points, win by 2. Wicked piece of win. Wicked piece of win. Alright, people, big up on yourself, Them time there. Go watch off the last 10 minutes of this hating and 8 now. Do money and dribble through people like them a cone. Good try. Alright, people. Dominated though, like really? I mean, we didn't normally go to this like we might dominate the Caribbean stuff. I don't know if we've been dominating like like everything. FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. Then a Group B. Wait, so I play Puerto Rico again? So you play 2 games against them? What's the point of that? Is it a series or something? We play them 5 times and we only beat them once. So that for sure, yo. Last time I played them at 2013, lose by 6, lose by 14, lose by 1. One time I did lose to them 2-0. I would have forfeit. A year ago I play Panama right now. The game close or the game just done. Yeah, so I don't really understand how this thing work, but we're playing Puerto Rico again tomorrow. Marcus McDonald, Omari Johnson, Jordan Kelly, Kenton Facey, Romain Thomas, Chase, Kofi Cockburn. Him scored a whole lot of points them yesterday. Romario Gill, Giovanni Fraser, Tyron the Latibody, another Latibody here. Mad thing. Yeah, man. So tomorrow at 7:10 is the kickoff. I mean, it's a tip off for that. So yeah, man. If you can, I think it's gonna be on YouTube, but I do think that they block it out here. So if you have access to a VPN, just turn your VPN on to any other region outside. I think maybe Europe or something should work. And yeah, you should be able to watch the game. That's how I was able to watch the first game. So yeah, man. Yeah, the Caribbean stuff. I figured. Big up Jagans. Yeah, man, we're gone. Big up on yourself, people. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And until tomorrow, people, big up on yourselves. Thanks so much for tuning in. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Consider sharing the content as well. And if you're brand new, please do subscribe. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. Come on, you Gooners. Don't let